Bro, it's crazy. It's Friday the 13th.
Yup.
Friday the 13th. Ooh.
Spooky hour.
September, Friday the 13th. Have you ever had anything like crazy happen?
No. Have you ever believed in it? Like, did you ever believe in it when you were a kid or not?
No. But I always remember they had like movies revolving around it.
Yeah, same.
And that and there's hella superstitions about the number 13. I wonder how it started in general.
Probably like folklore, no, or something like that. But yeah, you're right. There is a lot of superstitions about it. But for sure, like growing up, watching movies and stuff on Disney Channel and stuff, they would talk about Friday the 13th, and they would play like a movie called like The Boogeyman, and Goosebumps used to be a series that they used to have on Nickelodeon and shit, where they used to talk about Friday the 13th and stuff like that. And like it was like a big ordeal, maybe just to scare kids and shit. But yeah, it was. I remember they made it like pretty big.
Bro, Goosebumps was a hella good series.
It was like low key like haunted stuff for kids.
I loved it, bro.
Same, I used to like it.
I think that's what probably got me started on my journey looking into this type of shit, or like getting interested in like scary stuff.
Same. Did you ever remember that other series called Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Yep, but I don't remember what it was about.
Same thing. Spooky stories.
Okay.
Did you ever read the Goosebumps books?
I used to a lot.
I used to read them all the time, bro.
What's one that sticks out to you most?
There was this book. It was about a haunted house. I don't remember what it was specifically. It's already old, but yeah, it was about a haunted house, and I remember they actually ended up doing the TV show on it. But that's all I can remember, honestly.
Yeah, they had hella good books. I remember just it being like a rainy night or something, and I'd be reading those books.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what it was about these Goosebumps books, but it would always be these kids. They go to their grandpa's house, and then it's always some strange shit going on.
I remember there was a book about something going on in the attic. I remember that one.
Yeah.
The other one the other show or movie that I get reminded of around Halloween and Friday the 13th was there used to be a movie on Disney Channel called The Boogeyman. You ever remember that one?
It sounds really familiar.
Or not The Boogeyman. Something that lives under the bed. Fuck.
They don't make anything like that anymore.
No.
They need to bring that vibe back. It's, from what I've noticed, it's like now it's hella demonic shit.
Oh, it's called Don't Look Under the Bed.
Damn, that brought back a memory. That's crazy, bro.
You remember that movie?
Yeah, after seeing that, the other face.
Because that's him.
Wasn't there some shit with purple or something in that movie?
Mm-hmm.
What the hell? That brought back some old ass memories, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
That was him. He turned into a monster. I remember I was afraid to like look under the bed and shit. I remember during Halloween and around this time, like the theme would change and we'd get like all like spooky and shit. You remember that?
The commercials, everything.
And shit like that. I gotta say that was probably my favorite moment. Like
time of year, yeah.
Time of year.
It was crazy because you wouldn't know what to expect around Halloween. People would start doing like random shit.
Mm-hmm. And then right after Halloween, it was like Thanksgiving/Christmas shit. And that was kind of boring in my opinion.
Yeah. I think like during Halloween time is like when it like peaks.
Yeah.
But now it's kind of ruined in my eyes because after learning about all the rituals people do and stuff.
Yeah.
So I always wondered what 13 was. I noticed the number 13, a lot of buildings, they don't have those floors or they don't have the doors. Because I was in the hospital one time and then I was going past the rooms and then I saw 12 and then I couldn't find 13. I found 14.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, bro.
The hotel we were staying at in Hawaii too, same thing. Number 13 floor wasn't there.
It's strange because I'm like,
not for guests, it was considered housekeeping and shit. But it was not a floor that was accessible to the public. Oh
yeah, they do that.
They do that shit. That's creepy, huh?
It is. It's strange. And then they'll be like, do you think is it the actual bad luck or do you think it's the power people give it?
I think it's the power that people give it.
Like the energy that makes it like that way.
I gotta say, it's probably the power of the energy because why don't you think it's like for example how people give the power of the number 7 a lucky number,
Yeah.
and then the number 11 is also considered lucky too.
They're saying 12 is lucky too.
12 supposedly, yeah, but like it's the power that people give these numbers. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I like the more I look into it, I feel like that these numbers they have a significance to them.
I think so too. And then they also say that, like, for example, the number 0 isn't really a number. It's not a number at all. It's a denomination. That, like, realistically, the numbers start with the number 1. And 0 doesn't exist. It's like that. But I don't know.
Right? They didn't even have the number 0 until one of those Middle Eastern countries gave it, right? I think the Arabs
did, yeah.
What said there's 0.
So I think it's a lot of it has to do with superstition, you know, like how we give power to, like,
Numbers,
yeah.
You know what's insane? That because I just remember that when I was looking at videos and stuff and researching, I found out that everything we do has some kind of significance. For example, they said that English, when you're speaking words, is putting a spell on people. Because when you have a word, what do? You spell it, right? The spelling, so you're like putting a spell.
A spell, yeah.
Which is crazy, because then you're like, what else hidden meanings are there behind things? You know, like for example, television, you're telling a vision, or programming, you're programming people.
You're programming something, yeah.
You know, like the programming will be right back. We never used to think about that. Now you start to think deep, and you're like, shit, everything might have had a meaning behind it.
Crazy, huh?
Yeah, because they're saying that these words, they have a big power behind it. And then when you look into stuff, when people are putting curses and stuff, they're using these words or letters and stuff, numbers, to cast spells.
Yeah.
But I could be wrong, but it's a pretty cool thing to look into. Do you think it's a coincidence, or do you think there's some kind of hidden factor behind it?
I feel like it might be a factor of both. It could be a coincidence, but I also think that there's also other things going on.
Yeah,
but a majority might be coincidence. I think that maybe we look at it from... I guess I never thought about it in that perspective, to be honest with you. This is the first time I'm hearing about it.
Oh, like spelling?
Yeah.
Yeah, because why would they put the word spell in it? It's strange.
I know.
Because now we're finding out, like, a lot of the stuff we've been told, a lot of stuff's been left out.
Mm-hmm.
For example, we were talking about the Knights of Templar.
Mm-hmm.
And then what were we told? They were just knights, right?
Mm-hmm.
We used to see the symbology and everything, but we were like, oh, they're cool, you know? But we didn't find out, like, the dark secrets.
I didn't know. Yeah, no one knew. Not a lot of people know about it.
Yeah, I didn't even find out until one of my homies, shout out to him, he told me about it back in 2011 or 12. He used to tell me about the Knights of Templar. I was like, what the hell are the Templars? And I asked him one day, he's like, they're the knights that got the cross on them.
Mm-hmm.
At first I was like, oh, maybe it's just like he's mistaken. But then when I actually looked into it, I was like, no, he's not mistaken.
No, it's a secret society.
Yeah. And then I'm going to be upfront that I started looking into them probably like 2 or 3 years ago. That's when I started finding out more about them. Because like you start stumbling on more information, you know?
Mm-hmm. I started looking into it a lot more after 2012 and 2013. That's when I started playing, for example, like I was telling you earlier, Assassin's Creed. That's when I started playing it more and more, and I got more like, I was like, I want to know more about these Templars. So that's when I started looking up more shit, and that's when I started looking deep into it.
Yeah, because you see a lot of people like that are deep into religion. They'll use the Knights of Templar as symbolism. Because I knew a guy. He's like talking about Christianity and God and stuff, and then he would have like in his post he would have the Knights of Templar. But I was like,
and those kind of people who do those kind of posts, they make it seem like the Knights of Templar were good people.
Yeah.
And they do that.
I don't blame them. They kind of they might be misguided a little, but
yeah.
Because we're not. Inherently, I think that people start out, or most people are good. There's a few bad people, so like people don't like. It's hard for them to see that things can be bad.
True.
For example, all the stuff that goes on, people like kind of turn a blind eye because it makes them uncomfortable. Because when you start spreading, like, when you start telling people the signs of what's really going on it kind of, you can see that they're visibly like they're shook.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I'll just tell you why I look into that stuff, because I hate mysteries.
I'm the same way.
Because
I don't like mysteries either.
You already know I fast forward through shows and then I'll watch the endings before I start the show. So because of that, like, I hate having mysteries in the world. So that's why I end up going down these deep rabbit holes. Because I myself wonder sometimes, I'm like, why am I looking into this? And then I realized that I hate suspense.
Yeah. It's just hard to talk to people about shit like that, bro. Like, even in a normal sense, like, for example, this whole week that I didn't come to the gym and I didn't get to talk to you a lot, like, I've tried to bring up stuff at work about it, like we were talking about Bohemian Grove, and dude, like, not a lot of people know about it, and it kind of like dumbfounds me, like how people just are so blind to this shit.
Yeah.
But then now I got those people, like, I started bringing it up too often at work, like this last week. I got homies looking into it now.
Yeah, when you first tell them, they kind of have that blank expression. But then, like, some people, they'll, like, start slowly. Because just like the media brainwashes you, they keep putting it in your face over and over. I've noticed that if, like, the people around you keep bringing it up over and over and over, they'll start looking into it.
They'll start looking into
the
stuff.
power of repetition.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the elites know. They do the same thing.
They do the same shit, yeah.
So, like, when you keep on repeating it, people are like, okay, they're like, hey, let me see what all this is about, you know?
Like, he's talking about it a lot. And then, not just that, I mean, their phones are probably hearing what we're talking about, so they're probably getting that shit on IG or, TikTok and stuff. That's probably, like, all that kind of stuff's getting brought up, you know?
You know, when TikTok, like, first started, or, like, when people first started gravitating towards it, there's so many of those videos coming up because it wasn't really regulated.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, hella those videos would pop up. I think that opened a lot of people's eyes, too.
Yeah.
Because they started seeing, like, the scandals that were going on and stuff like that. But
insane. But yeah, I'm the same way as you. I don't like to. I research things just because it seems interesting. Like, I want to learn more about it, but I also don't want it to be a mystery to me either. You know, like, and plus I feel like it's not a lot of people are into stuff like that. So, like, for me, it's just like I don't want to be that person that's, like, into like, for example, like, people who are into football, like, I don't care about football, dude. That's boring. This shit's boring to me. Like, looking up stats and talking about players and what they do. Like, I can care less about that shit.
You know how strong that shit is? Even when I knew, like, that shit was a distraction, I was still watching it and I was caught up in that shit. It was only until, I'd say, like, 5 years ago? No, until 2016 where I stopped watching it.
Yeah.
It was until 2016 where I stopped watching it. So that's how long I was kind of brainwashing that shit.
That's crazy.
That's how strong all this shit is. But, and then the thing is, like, the more I look into this type of stuff, the more things start clicking. So even though that's another reason why I keep researching. Like, for example, I was watching this video, right? It's about this lady, she escapes SRA. I don't want to say it because then YouTube might take down the video. Satanic ritual, you know the rest. So she was talking about that, right? And they're Christians. They seem pretty cool. And there was a lady, she grew up being tormented by her father. Her father was a Freemason, and all the town, they were catering to him, while on the outside they looked like the perfect family. There's still shit going on behind.
You told me this story already.
No, I didn't, because I haven't seen you since I watched that video. I just watched that video recent.
Oh, really?
It's crazy because there's so many cases that are similar, and there's so many people coming out with these stories, yet people don't believe them. How many people, if you think it's fake, how many people do you think would go out of their way to make a lie like that? Because, you know, at the end of the day, you're putting your reputation on the line when you come out with something. Mm-hmm. So I guarantee some people are lying for sure. But at that level where so many people are coming out and saying this is what happened to us, how many people would be lying, you know?
Yeah.
But anyways, so they talk about the bronze bull, right? And they linked it to the what was that? The idol people used to worship back in the day, the one that would take child sacrifice, Moloch. I used to wonder, I was like, what's the significance beside about this golden calf? Why did people start worshiping a random calf, you know? And then when I watched that video, it finally clicked. I was like, oh shit. I was like, it was the pagans, bro.
Mm-hmm.
The golden calf was Moloch, the bronze bull.
Yup.
They were literally, they're taking kids or people, they're putting it in the bronze bull, and they were melting these people alive as a sacrifice.
You know what? I don't know if you remember this, but we learned about this in school. Do you remember this? Getting taught this in school?
But
About the golden calf?
no, I don't.
They taught me this shit in school. This was in my education. I don't remember if it was public school or private school, but I remember we had a whole chapter on it. We had a whole chapter, or even like 2 weeks full of lectures about the golden calf. What society?
Egyptians.
There you go. It was the Egyptians. We did something on the Egyptians, and they talked about that, and I remember that because it was in fourth grade or some shit like that. They talked about it, and I remember in the book they would show like a golden calf and stuff like that, and how they talked about how they would put people in there and they would boil the calf.
Did you ever link it to today's secret societies doing that?
Yes.
And why the religions would like ban that stuff?
Yes.
I didn't link that until I think 2 days ago. I got goosebumps, bro.
Mm-hmm.
No joke. I was like, because I read these translations and I was like, oh, that's why they were so against it. That's why they condemned that group of people, because they were doing shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, man, why are these people worshiping a calf, right? But then you realize like the things that go along with that calf, they were like sacrificing people, and you're like, oh, okay. That's why these people are transgressing so hard, and why religions are so strict. Because people, when they start idolizing these things, they start making sacrifices.
Yeah.
Because I heard about this cult in Mexico. I don't know if you've heard of it. These two brothers, they go to this place, I think it's called Guanajuato.
Mm-hmm.
So they go over there, and these people, they're like villagers. They haven't had any contact with like cities
And outsiders,
as much. And these guys, they go in there and they're like, how can we scam these people? So they told these guys were gods, the Aztec gods or something like that, or prophets. And then they bring in this lady. She was saying that she was one of the Aztec goddesses.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know her name.
Quetzalcoatl.
It was the female one.
Oh, it's
Quetzalcoatl.
No, it's Quetzal. I don't remember the full name, but I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, the serpent one, right?
Yep.
She has serpents around her.
Yep.
Because they're trying to like get these people off their tail. They're trying to make it more like, So then she comes in, and she lets the power get to her head, and because the brothers, they're like, we're gonna run it. You're just gonna fool these people, and we'll let you do what you want. But then she's like, no, I don't have to answer to these guys, right? She's like, I'm gonna run this shit. So then slowly, she was violated too when she was young, but that might have had to do with something to why she started transgressing. But she started making these people do like some of the nastiest shit, and she started making them offer sacrifices.
Dang.
Yeah, she would cut out their hearts and then make them all drink the people's blood while they were like, the blood was infused with peyote, stuff like that.
I did hear about this, and I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and then the saddest part is, bro, there was a kid. He went to the cave where they're doing this shit. He was outside the village, and then he saw what they're doing. He runs for 15 miles, and he goes to the police. He's like, yo, this is what's going on. You guys need to check this out. And the cops were like, no way. They didn't believe him, right? And then he's like, come on, let's go. So one of the cops goes with him, and then they don't hear from the kid and the cop for like days, right? And then they go investigate, and they found out the kid and the officer, they ended up getting butchered up.
Crazy.
Yeah, because they didn't believe him. But anyways, I don't know how I got off on that rant, or topic, but my main thing I'm saying is people are always looking to worship something, and then they start what do they call it? They start getting worse and worse and worse with what they're doing, and then at the end of the day, it goes to sacrifices and doing like some of the nastiest things there are.
But if you notice that people are already doing that shit, bro. They're doing that with shit with celebrities, athletes, artists, like music artists. Like they do that, or influencers on what are the influencers on IG and stuff. Like there are people already doing that, so they replaced the calf with these other people.
Yep.
And then all these famous people have their own cult followings,
Mm-hmm.
you know? It's like how we were talking about last week or 2 weeks ago with Skirage, about how YouTubers used to call their followers like certain names, like they used to say, I don't know, like what would they say? Like they would call them their own nicknames. It's like it's the same thing, bro.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same thing, and like these audiences would look up to. So I feel like these famous people are now the new version of this calf.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it is.
Some of these celebrities, they still worship these things and deities, so they like end up getting sacrifices. Like there was this one lady, she was sacrificing a whole bunch of chickens.
Kukuri?
Yeah, like her closet was filled with like blood and shit like that.
Crazy, huh?
I forgot what that thing was, but yeah, man. A lot of people, they'll see these people making these kind of symbols and then like doing some of the most depraved, nasty things on like music videos, and they'll be like, oh, she's just trolling or she's just being creative, shit like that. You know what's crazy about Friday the 13th? I was looking into it, and they're saying that was the day the Knights of Templar got exposed, right? Or they got expelled too.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the significance of it, but I don't know how that translated over to bad luck. But they said it had something to do with the Last Supper as well, no?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know the whole stories behind it about how they were exposed, but yeah, it had to do something with that.
Yeah, man. But it's crazy, like, no matter how much they were getting expelled, they still made their way back, bro.
Yeah,
crazy.
Well, because they had a lot of power.
Yeah.
They had a lot of power.
I'm still surprised people wear that shit. Balenciaga.
Prada? Oh, Balenciaga?
Yeah.
Yeah, same.
I don't care who you are. After the scandal that came out with them, you should not be wearing their shit.
Yeah.
You saw their scandal, right?
I think I know what you're talking about. Are you talking about the bag scandal?
The shit, how they were displaying them kids on their website.
Oh, yeah.
How you gonna support someone like that, bro?
It sells, bro. That's the thing.
Bro,
I'm telling you, bro. It's just shit that sells.
There's people, they do uproar. Oh yeah, blah blah blah. You guys are vile, this and that, and then like next day they'll be all Balenciaga'd out because their favorite artist for them. Like what the hell, bro? Where's people's minds at? And then people like acting all smart and shit.
It's you remember the whole bag scandal? How these bag makers are buying bags for hella cheap, or they produce them hella cheap, but they're selling them.
Oh yeah, of course.
It's the same thing, bro. It comes down to the brand. It's the same thing with Balenciaga, bro. Like these big brands can do whatever the fuck they want. At the end of the day, they know that people are gonna run out there and buy them.
Yeah. You're talking about scandals or whatever. Kate Spade, bro.
Yeah.
There's like a word going around that she was onto something and she was trying to expose it, and they murked her, bro.
Yeah. That I knew.
They got her, bro. I didn't even notice at first, and then when I started looking in, I was like, damn.
Yeah, I knew about that. And honestly, I admire somebody like that, especially in a position of, I guess you can call it power or fame or whatever you want to call it. I admire that because she went out of her way to do it.
Yeah,
knowing something was going to happen to her.
Exactly.
Because usually people like that, they're not going to risk. Because she put her aside from putting her life on the line, she put her business on the line.
Her reputation,
and her reputation, yeah.
And then once people start getting to that level, they don't do that. Instead, they do the opposite. They start attending these weird parties.
Exactly. Or they start joining the club that these other people are in.
That's why I was surprised. I was like, wow.
That's why I will buy your girls Kate Spade bags.
Poor her, bro. She can't even benefit off that shit anymore. Rest in peace.
Well, yeah, true, but still.
It's probably some op that took over that business now. Mm-hmm. Shit. They probably appointed somebody, some demon worshiper. Mm-hmm. You seen these people, a lot of these people like making fashion and stuff, they're just making weird trends. You know what I'm talking about? This other day I saw this, I think he's in Japan, right? He's like first day of school fit. And he's dressed up. He like the way his shirt is. It looks like wings coming out.
Yeah.
And then he's wearing some kind of cap with like horns sticking out. And he looked hella weird, bro. He looked like he was going to like a Playboy Cardi concert, and he looked all demoned out and shit. And people were like, "Damn, bro, your drip is fire." I was like, "Yo, this is crazy." And then he's wearing pants that got slits going all the way to the cheeks. I was like, "Oh, this is."
Sala.
I was like, bro. How are these guys calling this drip, bro? People are like, they're like messed up in the head, and then they're paying like $5,000 and shit like that for stuff like that, just to look homeless, bro. And they're calling it drip. Especially like rich kids, bro. They're trying to be so different to try to create a trend or get worshipped, and like they think they're gonna be accepted. But bro, he was wearing like Chewbacca looking boots.
That's stupid. That's stupid.
It's ridiculous, bro.
Yeah, I agree.
It's insanity. I don't know what to say. That's like some Friday the 13th horror type shit. If I found the video, I'll send it to you. I was like, what kind of nonsense is popping up on my feed, bro? This fool first off, he looks malnourished, bro. Like, you know those models that are like hella skinny, like they try to get like anorexic type shit. I'm like, bro.
Dude, can you imagine pulling up to school Friday the 13th and you see some kid fucking wearing jeans and shit that fucking are showing half his cheeks?
Yo, bro.
That's the spookiest thing you ever seen in your life.
I was like, that's crazy, bro. Drip, huh?
That's what drip is. That's the spookiest thing on Friday the 13th. See another man's cheeks coming out of fucking ripped jeans, bro.
Bro, I'd rather wear those old school hillbilly overalls, bro. Yeah. Shit, man, that's you could call that drip.
Yeah.
Show up with a straw hat and overalls. That's it.
People are doing that now. Set. People are wearing overalls and shit now. Carhartt. That's the next thing. Yeah, everybody.
What? They beat me to it,
bro. Everybody. There's so many videos, bro. I see online about how people are trying to make their Carhartt jackets and Carhartt shit look like they're old and used. So they're rolling them in the dirt, or they're running them over with their cars and shit.
That's insane.
Or they're using sandpaper and oil to get them all fucking rustic. Yeah, that's crazy. That's hella wild, bro. Yeah.
What's the point of that?
To make it look used.
Man, bro.
I'm telling you, bro. People are fucking stupid.
People are backwards.
They are backwards.
That's why I'm not surprised we're all in the rat race in the Matrix.
Because of shit like this.
Yeah, there's no way. Seeing how people are, there's no way there could be utopia. I wouldn't be surprised if we got hit by an asteroid. You heard about the asteroid that's supposed to come close by soon?
I wish it would hit us, bro. To put us out of this fucking misery, dude.
I hope it don't hit us.
Dude, like I was telling my coworker and my boss, I was like, each generation is just getting dumber and dumber.
Yeah.
Can you imagine 10 years from now, bro, how stupid people are going to be? Especially with AI now?
Yeah.
Especially with AI, like
that's what the anime Cyberpunk was about. It was showing how like these guys. So it's about these guys in the future. They're getting infused with robots.
Yeah.
And they have to take shit to like I don't know. They get the more upgrades they get, the more medication they have to take. Yeah. And then at a certain point, you just become like you lose your shit. But that's what that show is about. I think they're trying to like predict the future with that show.
There's a lot of animes that do that. That predict the future.
Yeah.
I like stuff like that.
Yeah, you might like Cyberpunk, but it was too depressing for me to recommend. I was like, damn, bro.
I'm watching one called Imminence of Shadow. The Imminence of Shadow.
Imminence of Shadow.
It's pretty cool.
I've been watching Kengan Ashura.
Mm-hmm.
That's just like nonstop fighting, bro. So much fighting in there.
And that's what this one's about. It's a lot of fight. Like there's a little like crazy. There's some time. It's cool because I was telling you, like this guy is a main character and a side character at the same time. So
that's right.
He lives a dual persona. So it's like a dual persona. So his daytime when he goes to school, he's like just one person, and then like whenever there's a fight going on or something, he sneaks out and he changes persona, and he's like the strongest character. He's like the strongest character in the anime. He's stronger than like some of the strongest people in the anime, and it's crazy because I don't even know how he got his powers to begin with. To be honest with you, like I skipped over that, but the fighting scenes are pretty cool. Like there's a lot of sword fights and fist fights and shit, and just regular anime fights. It's pretty badass.
I think I sent a video in chat. It was a Turkish movie. It looked hella scary, bro. It was like people in a circle and they're just doing some kind of chants and they look possessed. Yeah. I gotta find that movie name and I'll probably watch it and let you guys know how it is. Yeah. That shit looks scary as hell.
But to be honest, a lot of these Turkish shows are coming up though.
Yeah. There's one everybody's been watching. It's called Ertugrul or something like that. It's about the old days where like Knights of Templar were fighting with like the Muslims and stuff.
Oh, I heard about this one.
Yeah, everybody, like whoever watches it, they say it's a great show, and it's hella episodes.
That's on my list. There was a show I was watching on my own. It was about It was a crazy story, bro. It's like a love story, but a mystery and like a murder story at the same time. It was about this guy and this girl, and they're from two different families. And supposedly this guy, or no, supposedly, how did it go? Fuck, how did it go? Okay, so supposedly the lady, the girl, somebody in her sister was killed by the other guy, by the guy's brother. And so she is the lawyer for the brother, saying that he's innocent, he didn't kill her sister, and her family betrayed her because she's defending her sister's murder. And she found out that it was all a plot or whatever, like it was like somebody was scheming them. And then she fell in love with her older brother, which was also like a prosecutor. And so they both were after this case and trying to solve the case, and it's just like bigger and bigger, and like there's more people involved. So I was like, oh, this is a pretty badass show. Like, there's a lot of fucking plot twists and like people like backstabbing each other and scheming.
Wow.
I was like, this is pretty sick. But the production was hella good. I was like, man, it's just legit, bro. It's 2 hours episodes long, and I kind of gave up after. I was like, bro, I can't be fucking. This is way too long of a show. I can't finish this all.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'll go back to it eventually. But I can't sit there for 2 hours in each. I mean, I'll skip a lot of the talking, like blah 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 blah.
Well.
Because
what do we have here?
You know why I do that? And check this out. I'm not gonna lie, bro. I do this too. I Google like each episode is about, because it's all in Turkish, and sometimes the subtitles aren't. I feel like they're not
accurate.
Because I'm reading the subtitle and I'm like, that doesn't sound right. That doesn't sound like something they're saying. So I have to kind of either skip it forward or skip it back, and then I have to go to the other page and see what the actual episode's about to kind of gauge it, because it's not right, bro. So yeah, but I do skip a lot of that boring shit.
Okay.
When it's about like the lovey-dovey shit, I'm like skip, and I'm like, okay, now they're about the part where they're scheming. All right, I'm gonna watch this.
I just got a flashback to when I was getting trolled for fast forwarding.
It's all right.
Oh, it's all right when you do it, but not when I do it, huh?
Yeah, because you fast forward all your shows, dog. I don't know.
That's the problem. All these shows, they have boring parts to them. Nonsense.
Okay. Guilty.
This guy, bro.
I'm guilty. I'm doing that right now with the anime I'm watching. I fast forward some of the shit too.
Hey, my trend catches on, bro. What can I say?
I do that a lot. Or either what I do is that I'll watch it, and if it's a boring part, I'll leave it on, and then I'll go on YouTube and I'll look up videos or I'll be like on Facebook Market until I hear something good. I'm like, oh shit, hold on, let me go back. So I go back to my video, and then I rewind it back to where it's good, and I'm like, I start watching it.
I was getting so frustrated today when I was watching King and Ashura. Like, I was like, man, I need to know who won this shit. And I was like 4 episodes away from the ending. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna Google this shit. So I Googled who won the tournament and everything.
I do that too.
And then I tried to find out who lost to who, and then I was like, all right, I'm gonna finish this shit now. But it seems like these Korean shows, not many people are talking about them as much now. But I guess the Turkish shows are where it's at.
The Turkish shows where it's at.
All right, guys, that's the end of this pod. Let us know your thoughts if you're watching this in the future.
Yep.
Or whatever you want to say. But all right, guys, peace out.